welcome to episode 6 of Relocate. The hint today, this very exclusive neighborhood was developed in 1907 by yet again C.P.R, Canadian Pacific Railway. They owned everything. At that time, they were the largest landholder in Canada and the largest developer in Canada. Now, the second hint, this neighborhood was built as an alternative to what was once the most budding exclusive neighborhood for the elites of this city, which was the West End. Now, when that neighborhood started to lose luster, C.P.R wanted to divert that high-end attention to this neighborhood. So through a very aggressive marketing plan, extreme levels of exclusivity, and very tight rules and regulations on behalf of the city, which were put in place, this new exclusive enclave neighborhood was born. Today we relocate to Shaughnessy, Vancouver. So Shaughnessy is bordered to the north by West 16th Avenue, to the south by West 41st Avenue, to the east by Oak Street, and to the west it jogs north to south down Arbutus, Maple Crescent, Marguerite, and Laburnum. Okay guys, now within those complete borders of Shaughnessy, we've actually got 3 layers of Shaughnessy, if you will. First Shaughnessy, second Shaughnessy, and third Shaughnessy. So third Shaughnessy is the most southern edge of the neighborhood, which borders between 41st and West 33rd. Second Shaughnessy in the center is West 33rd to King Ed, West 25th. And first Shaughnessy, the most exclusive, which we're currently in right now, runs from West 25th and King Ed there as far north as the West 16th border. So first Shaughnessy, as I stated, being the most exclusive, this was the first front end of the neighborhood. This was the first part developed. This has the Crescent and Shaughnessy Park, they now call it. So a lot is different up the front end here, specifically with regards to development. I've got some points here. The zoning requirements up here are different because this is actually a heritage conservation area. So what they do up here is promote heavily the homes built pre-1940, and there's a lot of emphasis on trying to keep those, retain those, maintain the estate-like image of the area, as you can see from above and as we walk around. Similar to what we were talking about in the Point Grey plan, with the houses are set back. Very similar feel up here, but just on much larger lots. Limit further subdivision to protect the park-like character of the area. So much like the rest of Vancouver is going through right now of densification, they're very, very, very protective of this area and not having that sort of thing take place here. You actually need there's a list of landscape design principles that need to be met as part of your development permit up here. So again, very, very protective of the aesthetics as you walk down the street here. And again, First Shaughnessy is listed as a heritage conservation site and has the applicable design guidelines to follow through as such. And last but not least, I'm leaving out 4 additional points here, but just focusing on the main ones. Social assisted housing and all that sort of stuff is allowed in Shaughnessy, but exclusively only on the artery streets, so Granville, King Ed, and West 16th, so nothing on the inside. So they've given a little bit there, but in the inside here, you're not gonna see anything like that. And that is First Shaughnessy, which is the most exclusive of the 3 sections we're in here. Okay guys, now for the amenity section. Restaurants and shops, very, very little. A couple sprinkled along Oak Street there, and that's it. The neighborhood is predominantly residential only. Schools, we've got a number of them. Point Grey High School, LFA, Little Flower Academy, girls high school. We've got Vancouver College, which is an all-boys school, K-12. We've got York House, all-girls school, K-12. We've got Shaughnessy Elementary, and we've got Quilchena Elementary. Now for the park section of the neighborhood, we've got 5. We've got Angus, we've got Devonshire, we've got Kerrisdale Park, we've got Shaughnessy Park where we started, that is lined by the Crescent in First Shaughnessy, and last but not least, we have the 55-acre beauty of Van Dusen Botanical Gardens, which has 7,500 different plant species from around the world. Now for the history. Thomas Shaughnessy, the neighborhood was named after. First Barron Shaughnessy, as he was known as. He was the president at the time of C.P.R, who owned all the land, Canadian Pacific Railway, and it was initially labeled Shaughnessy Heights, a peaceful retreat within city limits. So an interesting part about this is that the lot sizes that they laid out here were between 8,700 square feet and 65,000 square feet. So that's 1/5 of an acre to 1.5 acres. Now, these lots were similarly priced to other lots around Vancouver. However, how they pulled themselves, I guess, up and apart from the rest is they mandated that you had to spend a minimum of $6,000 on the house build, which at that time was 6 times more expensive than a traditional house was to build. And of course, the Baron himself had the final say if he liked the design or not. So they could veto whatever they wanted. So very, very, very tight regulations in building back then to get these homes in this beautiful neighborhood done. So those tight relationships with the government and very strict restrictive covenants for the neighborhood kept Shaughnessy as exclusive as they wanted it to be. The Shaughnessy Settlement Act was brought into place to ensure that all of the lots here were specifically for single-family dwelling. And then in 1922, the Restrictive Building Act doubled down on that, confirming that there was no multifamily to be built here whatsoever. And in those 1920s, that's when First Shaughnessy had been completed. They were moving south to Second Shaughnessy, and at that time is when the Shaughnessy Heights branding, I guess you will, of the neighborhood changed, and First Shaughnessy was then officially born. Now, to get all those budding elite out of the West End and into this new exclusive neighborhood, they hired some key architects, and those architects took the essence of Central Park in the feel of what they wanted to create here. So at the centerpiece of First Shaughnessy, we of course have Shaughnessy Park. This is a 3.5-acre parcel with the Crescent, which is the street name, rounding the entire thing, and the streets running off from that point there. In Shaughnessy Park, there are 47 exclusive types of trees that can be found nowhere else in the city. And for the Shaughnessy project, they had to ship in a whopping 544 trees to line the streets up and down, as you can see here. Okay guys, now for the fun stuff, the real estate portion. So 51% of homes in First Shaughnessy, where we are now, were all built pre-World War II. That's in contrast to 20% of homes built pre-World War II throughout the rest of Vancouver. Behind me here is the Crescent, again, the 3.5-acre Shaughnessy Park with the street name, the Crescent, as you may be able to see from the street signs behind me, circling the park. There are 14 estates along the edge of the Crescent here, 12 of which are now registered heritage sites. Now for the current real estate trends active right now, we've got lots from 8,500 square feet all the way up to 50,800 square feet for sale, and those range from 3.2 million all the way up to 26 million. Now in the last 24 months, we've had lots from 5,800 to 39,000 square feet sell, and those sale prices have ranged from 2.5 million all the way up to 19 million. There you have it, guys. That is your relocation sneak peek to the amazing Shaughnessy Vancouver. If you have any questions with regards to any of the real estate in this neighborhood, please contact me direct in the details below. And if you have any comments or questions or any 2 cents on the history you'd like to add, I'd love your comments below as well. Thanks again for watching episode 6 of Relocate to Shaughnessy, Vancouver.